Hey guys, on vacation, staying at this cabin for a few days. Plenty warm today, but it's gonna be a thunderstorm tonight. Only fished this lake once with a buddy and didn't catch anything, so this is all new to me. Just figured out when I got out here that my GoPro microphone is broken, so gonna have pretty dusty audio this whole trip, but we'll make do. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. I'll get hopefully some decent B-roll out of it. I'm in the shade of Mount St. Helens, so let's see what happens. Why are you doing this? It's the cabin we're staying in for the next couple days. It's just absolutely beautiful here. I love everything about this place. Not so much the fishing pressure, I suppose, but it comes with the territory when you have such a beautiful big lake, such an abundant fish population. Just far enough outside town that feels like you're getting away, but close enough to have amenities if you need them. Over this reel. I want to throw it in the trash. Ow! Not my finest moment. Oh. Dang it, that was a fish. First sign of one all day.
Each and every one of us wings. Islands in the sea of dreams, always searching.
Well, close to putting a wrap on day one. Didn't do a ton of filming, honestly, because I only fished like 3.5 hours, and then I got so sick of the wind blowing me around. Took me like half hour, 40 minutes just to get halfway across the lake because the wind was bumping me so much. So I'm probably gonna go out at sunset. It's supposed to really settle down. It's like 8:30 now, so not much time left, and if I can get a late night bite, I'll include that, but I'm looking more like one video for multiple days here, so we'll see. Have a good night, guys. Well, audio is gonna be crap without a mic, but nothing else has worked today. Wind is crazy on this bank. They recommended a buzzbait out here, so I'm trying my new Cavitron. Apologize in advance for the wind noise. Again, left my mic at home, but before I go to bed here, did want to give one quick shout out to my boy Texas John Fishing. I'll link him below. If I can figure out how to get the thing in the screen, I'll do it. I'm not great at YouTube yet. Recently won a Topwater drawing on his channel. Really appreciate it. Some really high quality baits, stuff that's really going to help me as I continue to try and work on topwater. First is new 110 Whopper Plopper in the bone color. I think it's the color I have the most confidence in. I have one in loon, but haven't thrown it yet, but I really am glad to have this. It's a great bait. Caught a few fish on it already, but it's a heavy bait, cast far, great hooks, and unique action. Classic Head and Super Spook Jr. Old school walking bait. It's not a style I've thrown much of, but I really want to, and I think this is the only one I've got. So we gave that in a baby bass. I'm going to throw some hooks on that and get to using that soon. And then Teckel Sprinker Frog, one of my new favorite lures, again in that bone color. A lot of confidence in that. It's kind of a mixture of a frog and a plopper, kind of best of both worlds. I really like it. I've used it in a previous video, caught some fish on it, but I already almost lost it a few times, so I'm definitely glad to have another one that's going to get used again. And then not pictured the old Cavitron buzzbait. There'll be some footage of me tossing that. Don't throw a lot of buzzbaits, but I'm trying to, and I really enjoyed that one so far. So wanted to give another shout out to my boy Texas John, and hopefully this wind dies down a little bit before sunset and I'm back out there. I'll see you boys later.
Whatever. What are we doing here? Oh, wonder. Well, we got another situation here where if I had a big boy boat, or even you know, a John boat, or hell, just any kind of vessel with a foot control trolling motor, I'd be doing so much better. But since I have to constantly micro adjust with my hand reaching behind me, it means I get, you know, 1/100th the casts I would otherwise, because all I ever do is control the boat basically. And it, you know, makes an area like this where I should be making hundreds and hundreds of casts into this vegetation, into these pads, into these weeds, you know, throwing frogs, flipping stuff, punching it. I can't, because all I can do is bend over my motor or do what I'm doing now and be lazy and sit here. You know, and hope for the best, basically. Hope that I can trick something stupid into biting, you know, something into coming out of the pads and cranking me in the middle of the trench. And it's frustrating too. There's all these spots that feel like they should have a bunch of fish, but ultimately don't, or ultimately do, and I can't get them because all I can do is this. So kind of been the story of this fishing trip. Frustration, no fish, and just fighting everything in my stupid little boat. Why not throw a square bill around? It's a little shallow, but I'm gonna bank it off these rocks over here and hopefully pick off a crawfish seeking bass. Just fan casting this. I'm sitting on some rocks, so I'm tapping it off the bottom. I'm not in very deep water, obviously, as a square bill's bouncing off the bottom, but hoping there's something sitting on these rocks and they're willing to open up a little bit. Not real hopeful. Nothing else has worked though. Is that a fish? Certainly not. Oh, I do have a fish. Holy crap, I caught a bass this trip. Get in the boat, get in the boat, get in the boat. You're not a bass? Good Lord. What the crap, Crappy? I try and catch you boys over on the dock, and I can't do it. So I throw a big old bass crank into the water. There goes that reel. Oh my God. Well, there's my first crappie of the year. I felt some weight, and I was like, man, that can't be a bass, can it? Holy cow. Ridiculous. Stinky little guy, but he's a fish. As I set my stuff down, threw my reel in the water, so that's nice. Whole rod's soaking wet. But whatever. Species number 2 here, and it's a fish. Like, really. Got another one. Don't have another one. Well, it's like 6 o'clock, day 2. Not a ton of fishing left. I got tonight a little bit, but I got to do family stuff too. And then tomorrow morning, and then I'm packing up and leaving. And so far, had some fun on the dock, catching some bluegills with my stepson. And the only other fish I've caught has been a crappie on a crankbait. So I'm gonna grind away a little bit. My trolling motor battery's dead for some reason, so I'm gonna end up drifting in from where I'm at. Luckily the wind's pointing straight to the dock and I'm not too far away. I'm gonna fish here a little bit more before I just go eat hot dogs and call it a day. So maybe I'll get something out of it and save my day, but so far 8-inch crappie is not saving it, so we'll see.